Hi, there's this certain analogy that comes up and I share quite often in my coaching work, and I want to share it with you because I want to share it and I really think this could be helpful. Hear me out. There's a teacher, a schoolyard monitor, and he gets called over to a scene. And what he sees is that there's a bully and a victim. The victim is on the floor or alone or bleeding and hurt, and the bully is still present there. My first question to you is, what is helpful? What is productive? Who should this teacher or monitor go to first? Should he go to the victim or the bully? I wonder what answer comes up for you. What I propose is to go to the victim first. Because, let's just play the scenario out. So, shows up, goes to the victim, sits with the victim, validates, creates compassion, and offers a comforting experience. Maybe not take away the pain, but perhaps take away some of the suffering. Validate, clean the wound, and be with the victim. And once that is complete, and the victim says, I'm okay, and I'm ready to go to class, or I'm good, that is when the person, the teacher or the monitor, turns and focuses their attention to the bully and speaks to the bully. So why? So first of all, let's just say on the most basic level, it's just more productive. It's just more productive, and that's where I'm needed more. I'm needed more by the victim than by the bully. Second of all, if I go to the bully first and I say, what you did is bad, this is uncalled for, tell me what happened, chances are, first of all, the bully is not necessarily going to share what's really going on for them, because chances are the person is hurt themselves, etc. But if I'm going in attack mode, even if I'm fighting for the victim, if I'm in fight mode, the bully's not going to respond necessarily kindly, not going to be open to my assistance. And even if it was productive, and I said, bully, get out of here, what you did is not okay, when I turn towards the person who was hurt, my energy is going to be in fight mode. I'm going to be in a state of fight. It's very difficult to be in a state of fight while trying to comfort somebody. It's a conflict. So the person, if I'm coming from a place of fighting and I go towards somebody to try to comfort them, they're not going to receive my compassion and my presence in a helpful way. So that's just practical. Now let's look at why do I come up with this? Why do I have this analogy in the first place? It's applicable in a million ways, but when we see that we're self-criticizing, let's look even further. When we feel shame, when we feel even, let's just go in all levels, when we notice that we're criticizing ourselves, So when we notice that we're criticizing ourselves, there is the criticizing voice in our mind, and there is the victim who is receiving the criticism in our body. When we feel shame, it's just simply we are identified with, or we're present with, the shame, with the feeling of receiving it, which sometimes we gloss over completely, over the criticizing voice that happens, because it happens so quickly. For example, somebody does something, a spouse or a friend or a coworker does something, and we feel hurt by it. Oftentimes, if we slow down long enough, it's not what they did necessarily that hurt us, but really, they did something. We told ourselves something that says, oh, the fact that they did that, it means that they don't care about me. Which means in that very moment, even though that person didn't say, I don't care about you, but we heard, I don't care about you, which means our mind told our body, you don't matter. In fact, meaning creating a meaning. Oh, if I don't mean anything to you, that means that you are saying that I don't matter. So my mind, if I put it in really, really slow motion, my mind just told my body, you don't matter. I feel shame, which creates a reaction which says, what you just did, like we tell the other person, what you did really hurt me. So what happens in that moment, if we were to slow it down, is like, okay, a person says something, and as they say something, they've just created the scenario in the playground. Right now, there is the person who says something, the bully, and there is a victim who receives it. Now, if I, or the reaction to it, is one of fight, or I'm the teacher, and basically what I've done is I've taken the side of the bully, I'm only focusing on the bully, and then I go into attack mode, which means that I never got to actually receive the compassion. My body, my inner child didn't receive the compassion. So, when somebody does something to bother me, or even if I were to set it aside and it's not between me and somebody else, it's between me and myself, I notice that I'm criticizing myself. I notice that I'm feeling hurt. First, go to the person who receives it. Be with them. Because the teacher or the monitor or the leader within your being that shows up to even the mind will be more productive. The person that I show up as to my heart and to my mind is most helpful when he's being compassionate, present in a loving way, or he's being present in a way that is compassionate and loving and curious. So, I share this analogy with you to always pay attention to any time there is a bully and a victim within yourself. Go first to the person who is hurting. Otherwise, it's going to be something like, oh gosh, there's something really wrong with me. Oh, why do I keep telling that to myself? Or, oh man, I'm so anxious. Why do I keep feeling anxious? As opposed to, because usually anxiety will be induced, it's a thought-induced feeling. So instead of saying, why am I feeling anxious? Start first with like, oh man, I'm feeling anxious. What do I need right now? What does my body need right now? Maybe it's just like a little massage on my chest. Maybe it's doing physical exercise. What's something I can do to, in acknowledgement that I'm feeling anxious? Like, oh man. Now, if I were to ask the question, I wonder why I'm feeling anxious, chances are there's much more of a chance that I'm going to get the answer to that question. But if I say I'm feeling anxious and right away I say, why am I feeling anxious? The anxiety inside here, the body, the inner child is just going to scream even louder because it needs me. So just wanted to drop this here. I know it's a long video. If you watched it, I'm very grateful that you did. And just take this analogy with you. It's applicable in so many places, and it's very liberating. Love you all. Have a great day.